Ding, 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 ding. Ding. Sambulweni, and welcome to the weekly What, a show that is 10% research, 40% opinion, and the other 50% is spent trying to entertain you during these weird times. I'm your host, Scott Never Dies Zulu. Coronavirus, the Drake of illnesses. You want to ignore it, but it just keeps dropping hits after hits after hits. Corona went triple platinum this week as the daily rate of infection has been sitting at around 10,000 new cases a day on average. Gauteng has overtaken the Western Cape as the epicenter of the virus. Now I know that this is a strange time to do this, but here goes nothing. Boom! We number one, baby! I'm just a very competitive Joburger, so suck it, Cape Town. Now, for a lot of South Africans, Rona was something we were contending with from a little bit of a distance. And in extreme cases, some people thought that it wasn't an immediate part of our reality. I mean, remember this guy?
Whereas mina mangicabanga lezo zinto mama zibulala abantu abaflyayo thina asifly sila emzansi wire uyazwa ngithini go iANC.
Now granted, this was way back in the year 2005, and I'm sure that Mr. Zulu, my uncle, has learned better by now. But the general feeling has been persisting ever since, creating viral TikTok videos like this one.
Yes, exactly. That is what I'm saying. Because I was asking them, I said, do you know somebody who has corona? They said no. Do you know somebody who knows somebody who has corona? They said no. Okay, do you know somebody who has a friend, who knows somebody who has a cousin, who knows somebody who has corona? They said no. And I was like, do you know somebody who knows 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 somebody? They said no.
Now, with the numbers ramping up exponentially, a lot of us now know somebody, or at least know somebody who has corona. And here at the weekly What, we also know somebody who is so useless that a part of me is going, yeah, no, corona, you can have this one. Just take him. He's wasting space. Give the ventilators to somebody else, somebody who matters. Now, reporting live from self-isolation, it's Mark, everybody!
Thank you, Scott.
Hey, Mark, how are you feeling?
Honestly, I feel like I'm knocking on heaven's door.
Damn, that sounds terrible. But here's an option, Mark. You could just walk right in. I mean, it's heaven. It's in a safe neighborhood. I'm sure it's unlocked. Just walk towards the light, Mark. It's done now. It's over. Just walk towards the light, my friend.
I'd rather not.
Okay. So tell us, Mark, how has been the experience for you over the past few days?
Today is one of the worst days. So since yesterday, I've been having these coughing fits that last for a few minutes at a time where I'm having difficulty breathing.
Well, he did say that it could take a few minutes, so I guess that is that. Mark, everybody! Useless. But I do hope he recovers. Our next story for this week is more corona. What, you thought it was going to quit just because it's ahead? No! We are about to hit the peak in South Africa. If life was a sport, it would be basketball. Corona would be Michael Jordan. And the period that we are about to hit right now is the fourth quarter in Game 6. It is dropping serious numbers. Yeah, this is the last dance. The health department, let me say it again, the Department of Health, or you could also say the Department of Not Getting Sick, has reported 6 cases in the war room. Corona is truly the GOAT, guys. COVID-19 does not give a fuck. The war room That is the place, guys, where we gather our greatest minds in order to help plan the fight against the enemy. And then Corona just walks in and says, "Excuse me, I hear you're talking about me here. Eh? Tata! Huh? Get you are looking. Pia pia! And while all of this is happening, kids have been returning to school, which is something that I've been questioning since episode 5. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong here, but primary and high school, as important as they are in the grand scheme of things, they really don't matter. I haven't solved for X in years, unless you count that one time where I questioned why I dated my ex, crazy lady. But besides that, you've never gone to an interview and had somebody ask you to explain the theorem of Pythagoras, have you? Exactly. So even if you convince me that grade 7 is so important, is it really worth the risk? Because before schools reopened, there were serious questions about whether or not children would be able to adhere to the rules. And the answer is no, they're kids. They can't. Now, I know Mr. Blazens Monday said that there is no way that they are going to cancel the school year, but really, guys, you should be considering it. And that's this week's What? With me, Scott Never Die Zulu. And remember, an apple a day keeps a doctor away, but Corona doesn't give a fuck.